And welcome back to the Boston College Dynasty here on YouTube. I am Vita Productions, and we're getting ready to start the Dynasty finally, as we have 3 games. We're playing FCS East, aka Fordham. Then we have road games at Michigan State and at Stanford to start off the tenure of Coach Vincent Dubman in his Boston College debut. Before we get started, I want to let everyone know to please hit that like button, comment, and hit the subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to get notifications when these videos do drop. So without further ado, it's time to head to some action. We're in the first quarter now, just about 7 minutes to play here. As you see, Grayson James back to throw, and he's going to be intercepted, and that's not a good start for the Boston College offense here, as FCS East or Fordham's going to have good field position to start their drive. However, only for FCS East or Fordham in this case. They're only going to be settling for a 31-yard field goal, and that kick is up, and it is good. And Fordham's up to a 3-0 start already. Now, second quarter now, 5 minutes to play in the second quarter. There's going to be a handoff to McDonald, and he's going to be stopped short of the first down. And now they're going to be going for it on fourth down, 4th and 4, inside the territory of Fordham. You can see here Grayson James, he has plenty of room to run. He will run. He's going to get that first down. And that led to a BC touchdown. And now here we are now. Fordham with the ball again, facing 3rd and 7. They're going to be stopped well short of the first down. Fordham settled for a field goal there. Now Boston College with the ball again, up by 1 with a minute and a half to play in the second quarter. You see Grayson James to throw. That looks like that's a 50-50 ball, and he's going to be intercepted for a second time in this ball game. And now Fordham with a chance to try to take the lead here. They are 3rd and 10 with 42 seconds to play here. See the quarterback is going to get the throw off, and that is going to be deflected. Boston College with the ball now in the third quarter, up by 1. You see Grayson James to throw. He's going to be hit as he's thrown incomplete. 4th down. Brings up a 45-yard field goal attempt by Liam Connor, and that kick is going to be wide right. No good. And it's still a 1-point lead for BC. Fordham with the ball again now, just under a minute to play here. 3rd and 6, trying to get some points on the board, maybe trying to retake the lead here. As you see, the quarterback is going to be back, and he's going to get the throw off, and it's going to be incomplete. 4th down. Now Fordham will attempt a 33-yard field goal here late in the third quarter to try to regain the lead. That kick is up, and it's going to split the uprights. Fordham back on top, 9-7. Now in the fourth quarter now, Boston College gets a touchdown. They're up 14-12 now with just over 3 minutes to play here, looking to try to put this game away. You see Grayson James passing complete to Lewis Bond. Bond's at the 10, the 5. He's in there. Touchdown for Boston College. They now extend their lead as they are now trying to put this game away after struggling with Fordham for the most part of this game. As you can see here, Lewis Bond, the replay here. Nice pass by Grayson James. Bond gets the block that he needs, and he reaches the land of quick 6. And that will do it here. As you see, Boston College will come out on top, winning 21-9. They struggled throughout most of the game, even trailed into the third quarter. You see Grayson James, not really good, only 38% completed pass, but he did have throw for 3 touchdowns and for over 230 yards in this game. As you can see here, Grayson James only going 13-34 passing, 232 yards. Let me see, Jordan McDonald not good either, 54 yards rushing. He's supposed to be the featured tailback here. Our leading receiver is going to be Reed Harris, 87 yards for 2 catches. He had a touchdown. Of course, you saw that Bond and Skeet also had touchdowns in that stat section here. Looking over here, the offensive line didn't really give up any sacks at all. See, Franklin even had a pancake. And we're looking down on the defensive stats here. Hutchins had a sack in the game. And that is it for the defense. However, the injury bug will bite the Eagles in the bottom end after week 1, as Jude Bowery, the left tackle, is out for 3 weeks with a torn labrum. Off to East Lansing, Michigan for the Boston College Eagles as they travel to take on the Michigan State Spartans. And for this game, this is a personal game for me. I kind of want to beat them to submission just for the fact that their head coach is former Oregon State head coach Jonathan Smith. basically gave up on the Beavers in his last game he coached against the Oregon Ducks back in 2023. So that's kind of personal for me because he left the next day to take the job at Michigan State. But can the Eagles go to 2-0 on the season? 7-0 Michigan State before Boston College even had the ball. As you see, 2nd and 7, they're threatening to score. They're going to hand it off to Jordan McDonald. He's going to get in there for the touchdown. Michigan State with the ball again with the game tied at 7 now. 3rd and 5. Still in the first quarter now. Inside Boston College territory, as you see, Aiden Childs on the read option. He's going to come around. He's going to get the first down. He's going to fumble it, but Michigan State does recover the fumble. And that led to a Spartan field goal. And then the Spartans also added another touchdown here. It's now 17-7 Michigan State. 3rd down now, trailing by 10. You see Grayson James at the throw. It's going to be incomplete. Michigan State would score on their ensuing possession. Now it's a 24-7 lead for the Spartans here. The Boston College Eagles need to do something here, as you see on 2nd and 6, I should say. As you see, Grayson James' pass is going to be completed to Lewis Bond, and Bond is going to dunk the ball over into the goalpost. As you can see here, the Boston College mascot really excited, jumping for joy. Lewis Bond will get his 2nd touchdown catch of the season, and for Grayson James, that's his first touchdown pass of this game. Next Michigan State possession, they are driving down the field. It is 3rd and 7. Can Boston College make a stop here with under 2 minutes to play until halftime? Aiden Childs takes the snap. He's going to throw, and it's going to be intercepted by Amari Jackson. And Boston College is going to get the break that they needed, getting a huge turnover there. Can the Eagles take advantage and do something about this? The Eagles facing 3rd and 12 now. You see Grayson James, he's back to throw, and he's going to throw it incomplete. They'll be forced to punt. Spartans are now trying to add more points here. As you see, it's 2nd and goal with 21 seconds to play here until halftime here. You see Childs takes the snap, and he's going to get a quick strike off to Jack Velling. They did this a couple times in Corvallis, and now they are doing this a lot in East Lansing. And Michigan State now up by 16, depending the extra point right before halftime. And now we're in the second half now with just over 5 minutes to play now in the 3rd quarter. Still 31-14 here. As you see Grayson James, he is going to take a very bad sack for a loss of 8. They will have to settle for a 46-yard field goal attempt by Liam Connor. He missed in his last game, but he's going to kick that straight through the uprights, and it's only a 14-point game now for Boston College, trailing 31-17. Spartans again score on their next drive here, but now we're in the 4th quarter. Boston College with a red zone opportunity here. As you can see, Grayson James will get a quick strike to find his tight end, Franklin, for the touchdown. And Boston College will get a touchdown of their own to answer the Michigan State touchdown that they scored. And with under 8.5 to play, it's still only a 2-score game. Offense does make a stop. Now the Eagles offense making a charge here. As you can see the snap taken. Grayson James throw. That's going to be complete to Reed Harris. Sets up a 1st and goal for Boston College as an injury timeout for Michigan State. Plays later, it is 3rd and goal now. Approaching the 6-minute mark in the 4th quarter. There's the motion. That means it's probably going to be a jet sweep, and it will be to Jaden Skeet. He's going to get in there. Touchdown, Boston College. Don't look now, everybody. It is now a 1-possession game with under 6 to play. The Eagles make a stop on defense and now are driving again. It's 1st and goal again for Boston College offense. They're going to hand it over to Jordan McDonald. He's going to be stopped on 1st and goal. Play 2nd and goal. Under 3 minutes to play now. 38-31, trailing by 7. You can see that auto sub thing I tried to do here. You see Grayson James. Pass is going to be intercepted by Wayne Matthews, the 3rd in the end zone. Very costly turnover because that is going to do it. That's going to be all she wrote for Boston College. And that is because Michigan State would score another touchdown late to put the game out of reach. As you can see, Elijah Tuatoliver, 191 rushing yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, 45-31. Michigan State wins. You can look at the stats here. Grayson James, 24-38 for 360 yards. He threw for 3 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions as well. McDonald only 38 yards on the ground. He's got to get going. You do have Skeet and Bond having really good games, and Franklin with a touchdown catch as well. And as you can see here, not bad except for Klein giving up 1 sack. And on defense, we do have Price and Jackson that had an interception. Alexander had a sack for the Eagles defense. And that's all that is for this for the statistic. And now looking at the injury report, we got Owen Stoudemire, the senior defensive tackle, out 3 weeks with a pulled groin. That's not good. And you got Edwin Collins, a right edge, who is going to be out for 4 weeks with a pulled groin. And you still got Jude Bowery, who's going to be missing 2 more weeks with that torn labrum. Those journeys now head west as they take on Stanford in their ACC opener. I still find it weird that Stanford and California, 2 West Coast schools, are in a conference called the Atlantic Coast Conference. But you know what? I guess that's what money does. That's what greed does here. But nonetheless, it is ACC opening play for both teams. Can Boston College get back on track and start off ACC play on the right foot? And they're fast forwarding this to the middle part of the first quarter here. Just about 5.5 to play here. 3rd and 6 here. And you see Brown, the quarterback, is going to find Derek Red, and Red's going to get in for an easy touchdown for Stanford as they are on the board early with that touchdown. 6-0 as you can see the Stanford tree dancing. Go to the early part of the second quarter now. It's 3rd and 10. Can the Eagle defense get off the field here? As you can see, shotgun formation for Elijah Brown. As you can see, Brown will take the snap. He's got plenty of time. He's going to throw it. He's going to find his man, Ricky Galvin, for 8 yards. That's going to be for short of the first down. That's going to set up a 57-yard field goal attempt by Emmett Kenny. And the snap is off. The kick is up, and it's going to split the uprights, and it is 10-0 Stanford now after a 57-yard field goal by Kenny, as the Stanford tree is dancing again. He can't do push-ups because he doesn't have arms. Defense is back on the field again, facing 3rd and 3, trailing 10-0 now. As you see Brown with the snap, he's going to find Benji Blackburn. 1st down and goal for Stanford. Plays later is now 3rd and goal for Stanford. Can Boston College keep them out of the end zone? They're going to hand it off to Cedric Urban, and Urban is going to find his way into the end zone for another Stanford touchdown. We haven't even had one offensive play shown in this game for Boston College, and it's already 16. Pending the extra point, 17-0. As the tree, all he can do is dance. He can't do push-ups. Again, he doesn't have any arms. Finally, we will have a Boston College offensive play with just over a minute to play until halftime here. As you can see, Grayson James takes the snap. He'll find his receiver, and that is Jaden Skeet down at the 4. Sets up a 1st and goal for the Eagles. The very next play, it is 1st and goal now. As you see the snap by Grayson James, he's going to find his wide receiver through the air. That is Jordan McDonald. He's going to get in there, and the Eagles are, long last, are on the board with a touchdown with just over a minute to play until halftime. You can see McDonald struggling on the ground, but he does get a touchdown through the air. Maybe they'll get his season going. Now in the third quarter now, 3rd and 7 for the Eagles on offense. Can they try to extend this drive here? As you can see here, the pass is going to get thrown off, and it's going to be incomplete, and they'll be forced to punt. Stanford scoring a touchdown on their next drive, and now we got Boston College again on offense facing 4th and 8 in the fourth quarter now. There's a pass, and that is going to be intercepted by Colin Wright, and that is ill-advised by Grayson James. Something that is not needed, down by 17 early in the fourth quarter. Next Boston College possession after Stanford scores a field goal. It is now another 4th down situation. Here you see Grayson James under pressure, and he's going to eat the turf, as that is Tavara Tafidi with his 2nd sack of the game, and Stanford takes over on downs. And that will do it. I'm not going to subject you guys to any more torture here. Stanford scores 2 more touchdowns for a 41-7 win over Boston College. And for the Eagles, they are now 1-2 on the season, 0-1 in ACC play. As you can see, Grayson James, 15-35 for 132 yards, 42 yards. Completion percentage, 1 touchdown for 3 yards. Jordan McDonald had only 50 yards on 6 carries. Let's see, he did have the only touchdown catch of the game. Looking at blocking, as you can see, Klein and Funk gave up a combined of 4 sacks on the offensive line, though Klein did have the only pancake in the game. On the defensive side, you got Jackson with 9 total tackles. That's about it. He did have 7 of those solo. As you can see, some TFLs, but we were not able to get to Elijah Brown at all on the defensive side. And Stanford, hats off to them. They carved us all game. When we come back on the next episode for the Boston College Dynasty, we will go over our first in-season recruiting update, as we are now 5 weeks into the regular season. They did have a bye week after that Stanford game, but they'll start off with Cal on the next gameplay episode, but that will be coming up after the first recruiting update. And as I said, there's a lot of changes, so a lot of new names on the board, so do keep an eye out on that. But until then, if you enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment, and if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to get notifications when these videos do come out. And don't forget, every Friday night will be maximum football coverage. I'll be starting to commentate those games from here on out, starting with the July 18th game, which will feature McDonald's versus Burger King in a gimmick match that I edited and customized schools in their name. So do keep an eye on that. The maximum football games will be out at 7 p.m. Eastern every Friday night. And then these will be out as soon as I can get these out for this series. Until then, you guys have a good rest of your day. Peace out, Pisons. I hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll talk more. Recruiting video will be coming out next, probably on Monday.